Welcome to the Root of Power podcast, where I teach you how to chase your joy, find alignment, and create a life and a business that you love, using actionable methods, interviews, and inspiring stories from people who know that true freedom is found within. I'm your host, your always hype woman and sometimes ass kicker, Amanda Chills, and I am so proud of you for choosing to step into your power. Come along, we've got dreams to build. Okay, hello. I wanted to tell you guys about my free guide, 3 Steps to Change Your Life. And if you have not downloaded it yet, what are you doing? It's on my website, livemyhappyhealth.com. And it is a very simple 3-step process to start making big changes into your life. Go download it and then come back. livemyhappyhealth.com. All right, let's party. Good morning, afternoon, night, midnight, guten Tag, my Root of Power podcast fam. Welcome to this week's episode, where we are going to do a guided meditation, but a little bit different than the ones that we have done before, but also very similar, because y'all know I like to run in the same veins. So today we're going to talk about mindful self-inquiry. And you may be like, what the heck is mindful self-inquiry? And we're going to get there. But before we get there, I want to tell you a story. So I have a lot of people come to me, business owners, people who are struggling, ordinary people. Not that business owners aren't ordinary people, but in my work, people experience anxiety, right? I disproportionately work with a large population that experiences anxiety. And one of the things that I run into all the time is people who say, I just want my brain to shut off. Like, I just want to stop. I just want to stop. I just want to be able to think. I just want to be able to not do anything. And in the process, they beat themselves up, right? I had a woman come and she was so in her brain, so in her head. And she said, like, I literally cannot even enjoy my life. Like, I can't get anything done because I feel frozen all the time. I can't get anything done until this anxiety goes away, which is not true, by the way. So she and I worked a lot on learning to just befriend anxiety and to sit with it so that it doesn't stop her. And we're going to work on the same thing today. So one of the ways that I do that is a process called diffusion, which basically means we just allow things to be what they are. It is a technique in acceptance and commitment therapy where we accept what's happening and commit to change what we can. We're going to practice the acceptance piece today with this meditation. So you cannot get rid of your anxiety. You can't outrun it. You can't beat it up. You can't throw it out the window. We cannot yeet it away. It is part of you. It's important. So the only thing we can do is accept it, befriend it, and move with it. So this mindful self-inquiry is exactly what it sounds. We are going to inquire into ourself mindfully and, kind of poke around and say, hey, what's going on here? With curiosity, not shame or guilt or anger. We're just going to see what's going on. When we do this, we're naturally going to be sitting with our feelings because all we're doing is looking at them. It's kind of like if you came upon a strange animal in the wild and you just started observing it, being like, what the heck? What is this? I don't know what this is, but I'm going to find out. We're going to do the same thing with your feelings because when we allow ourselves to sit with them, then we're not struggling with them anymore. Now, kind of naturally, they'll tend to decrease, but that's because you're not feeding them as much, and that's not the goal. The goal is to learn to just sit with our anxiety. So we figure out kind of what's going on rather than fighting it or running away from it. And when we do this, you get a lot of insight. And that insight tells you, oh, this is really what's going on. This is really what's happening. Which is good. That insight allows you to change things, because your emotions are teachers. They teach you everything you need to know. Most people just don't listen because they don't know how. Ta-da! This is what today's going to teach you. So we're going to learn how to listen to our emotions, and we're going to dig into them with respect and with curiosity and with acceptance instead of with fighting, because it's way too exhausting, y'all. It's like playing tug of war with a bull. And guess what? You ain't gonna win tug of war against a bull. It is not going to happen. All right, so we are going to start this meditation. So I want y'all to get in a comfortable place. If you are driving, please keep your eyes open. Don't close your eyes. But go ahead and get in a comfortable place. It'll take about 20 to 25 to maybe 30 minutes to get through. All right, let's begin. As we begin this practice, let's take a moment to welcome and congratulate ourselves in being here, that we're actually taking the time to be present, to go inside into our lives and our inner workings. Let's take a few moments to feel that we are in the mind and body with a mindful check-in, feeling any sensations, any holdings, any tightness in the body, as well as feeling into your own mood, into your emotions, and just acknowledging whatever is being felt and letting it be. Just feeling how we are with awareness and acknowledging whatever there is to be felt. Now, very gently, withdrawing the awareness from the mindful check-in, let's bring our attention to the breath. Being mindful of the breath in the abdomen, expanding on an inhale and falling on an exhale. Breathing in and breathing out with awareness. Breathing normally and breathing naturally. Feeling the rise and fall of the abdomen. This type of mindful breathing can help calm us down when we're feeling anxious, feeling fearful, or feeling off. So just be mindful of the breath coming and going. Breathing in and breathing out. If we find in the silences that our mind has wandered off, no biggie. Gently, compassionately make note of the wandering and come back to the breath in the abdomen. Breathing in and breathing out. It may help to put your hands on your rib cage and feel them expand. Slowing our lives down, taking one inhale and exhale at a time. Breathing in and breathing out. Moment to moment. Now gently withdraw your awareness from the breathing, and we'll shift our focus to a body scan. Feeling into this body, into the world of sensations, thoughts, and emotions, and acknowledging whatever is being experienced. Just like a meteorologist who reports the weather. As mindful practitioners, we're like internal meteorologists reporting our own weather objectively. This is what's happening, and now this is what's happening, and now this is what's happening. So whatever it is we're feeling in the body and in the mind, let's just acknowledge whatever is being felt and allow it to exist. Let's bring the focus of our awareness into the soles of each of our feet, getting to feel the heels, the bottom of the feet, the toes, the top of the feet, behind into the Achilles tendon, and gently above into the ankle joints, filling each of the feet up to the ankles with awareness, and just acknowledging whatever is felt in the body or potentially in your mind. Feeling into the feet, into the ankles, letting the awareness rise up into each of the lower legs and the calves and your shins, and coming up into the knee joints. Just practicing noticing what's there. not trying to fight it or make a judgment about it. And when your brain wanders, as it does, just gently bring it back to wherever we are in the body scan. Now we're going to let the awareness rise up from the lower legs and the knees into the upper legs, into your thighs, your hamstrings, and your quads, feeling into those upper legs and feeling its connection up to the hip joints, the sensations, how your hips are feeling. Feel into the thighs, into the hips, and letting them be. We're going to let the awareness come up into our pelvic girdle, into the center of our body, feeling the sit bones, your booty, your sacrum, big, great systems of elimination and reproduction and pleasure. Feeling into the center of this body with awareness, within the hips and the pelvic girdle. Whatever arises in the body, and again, if your mind wanders, just bring it back. Acknowledge whatever's coming up for you and let it be. Letting the awareness rise into the tailbone and then gently coming up into the lower back, the middle of the spine, and eventually the upper back. Feel the way your rib cage expands with an inhale and compresses with an exhale. As you go through this body, you're going to notice from time to time some tension, some tightness, some achiness. And if we can allow any of these areas to soften by bringing the breath into them, then by all means, let that happen. And if you're unable to soften, then your practice is to just let it be. Whatever sensations come up and resonate wherever they need to go, allow them to be. Any thoughts that come up, we're going to allow those to be as well. Just gently bring your attention back to your breath and back to the middle of your back. So we're going to feel into the back with awareness, letting the awareness begin to rise up into each of your shoulders, into your scapula, into your shoulder blades. Bring the awareness down into each of the upper arms, into the elbows, into the forearms, the wrists, the hands, your fingers, and let them be. Withdrawing the awareness now from the shoulders and the arms and placing your attention on your belly. Wonderful systems of digestion, assimilation, feeling into the belly with awareness. Whatever sensations that may be felt, tightness, nervousness, just rightness, whatever's there, acknowledging and letting it be as we feel into our guts, into the belly with awareness. Notice how your diaphragm fills with those breaths and empties with the exhale. Now let your awareness rise up into your chest, into your breasts, into the sternum and the rib cage. Then feeling into your great system of ventilation, your lungs, your heart, the little muscle that makes sure that you are alive. Feeling into the chest with awareness and being mindful of whatever comes up there. Letting any waves of thoughts, emotions, sensations just ripple and resonate wherever they need to go. We are just allowing it to be. Now let's bring your awareness back into the shoulders again. Feeling your shoulders and their connection to your neck and your throat. Just looking into your neck and how you're feeling. Any tightness, any lightness. Just allow it to be. We're going to move up into our jaw, one of the most exercised joints in the body, the home of communication, of how we take in food, of how we nourish our bodies. Feeling into the jaw, into your mouth, into your teeth, your tongue, and just letting it be. Feeling into the cheeks, into your nose, the temples, your head, your forehead. Feeling into the eyes and the muscles around the eyes. Feeling into the facial structure, the top and the back of your head. Feeling sensations and letting them be. Feeling in through your ears, into your noggin. Now let's connect the face and the head with the neck and throat, and with the shoulders and the arms and the hands and the chest, and your belly and your back and your hips and your legs and your feet. Feeling your whole body as one unit. And we're going to come back to our breath and feel the body rise and fall ever so gently with our breath. As we're feeling into this body and mind, we may continue to experience some anxious thoughts, worries, and fears. And there are times when we can use this practice of mindfulness, of investigating our sensations to discover the underlying causes. When you are quiet long enough, the answers come up. If it appears that even after practicing the body scan and mindful breathing, that we continue to have some anxious feelings, bring attention to those feelings and let's acknowledge what's being felt, feeling into the fear, leaning into the fear to investigate. What comes up for you? I want you to investigate with a sense of compassion and gentleness. And now I want you to pull your attention back, and we're going to talk more about mindful self-inquiry. When we investigate with gentleness and compassion and curiosity, we allow ourselves to get into the information of why we're feeling this way. Our body goes about reacting to things because that is its job. Its job is to give us information through emotions. This practice allows us to kind of dip our feet in so we can say, hey, body, I see you. I feel you. Something's going on here. Let's figure out what it is. We just want to listen to whatever our body comes up with. We want to equally acknowledge, let it be, and feel into it without judging, without running away from. We just allow it to exist. And we say, what can you teach me? No need to push ourselves more than we can handle. Just working the edges, just sitting in some discomfort, because this is likely a new practice for you, but not allowing ourselves to get carried away or overwhelmed. Just working on the edges, working on figuring out what's going on. And I invite you to come back into your breath again. The whole time we're talking, I invite you to come into the breath. And we're going to dive back in. So come back into your breath, settle in. Notice your body. Now, just like we were watching the breath coming and going, we're going to begin to watch our thoughts come and go. This last practice of watching the thoughts we think, like watching the clouds fly by, like watching birds hop around from limb to limb, like sitting at the edge of a river, just watching whatever is floating downstream. We're going to begin to observe the mind and even the thoughts of fear and anxiety as nothing but passing mental phenomena, like clouds, like birds. Observing any fearful, anxious thoughts is just mental events that come and go, just being present in our mind. They are just thoughts, like any of the other senses of sight, sound, smell, body sensations, all coming and going, all impermanent. Observe the mind and your thoughts, noticing the ever-changing nature of thoughts, proving its impermanence. Just coming and going, thinking. As we become aware of the traps we find ourselves in, due to our thoughts, we can become free. They are just thoughts. We're going to gently withdraw our awareness from watching our thoughts. Let's come back to the breath in the abdomen. Just mindful breathing in and out. As we begin to end this meditation on working with anxiety, let's take a moment to remember all of those that are being challenged with these feelings. Let's extend our well wishes of healing and peace to everyone living in fear. And now I want to congratulate you for tuning into yourself and working with your fears and your thoughts. I hope that you affirm as we get ourselves used to working with our fears, as we acclimate into our body, as we learn more about them. You don't have to be so challenged by them. We can allow all of our thoughts and all of our emotions to just be. And let's come back into life. Bring your awareness into the present moment. And I want you to think about that exercise, because we didn't change anything. I didn't give you any tools to fix anything or to not think or to change your thoughts or to challenge them. I just gave you tools to allow them to exist. And I would be willing to bet at least a quarter that now you feel more relaxed. And perhaps, if we're very lucky, you have some insight into what you're afraid of. Because anxiety naturally is a fear response. There's something you're afraid of. And if we're always running, we can't figure out what the heck is going on. We're just too busy running. Not to mention, it's exhausting. I don't want you to run forever. I want you to yawn, apparently. I want you to be able to sit with yourself as you have done your whole life, willingly or not willingly. You have sat with yourself through everything. I just want you to stop struggling while you do it. So mindful self-inquiry, any type of self-curiosity practice, any type of critical thinking that says, hey, what is going on here, is going to change your life, because it allows you to figure out what the heck is going on. And then if we know what's going on, we can either change it or accept it. Those are your two options. We change something or we accept it. Doesn't mean that we like it. It means that we understand that currently we do not have another option, or this is the best option. So mindful self-inquiry and any type of practice into the self allows you to accept whatever's going on and to just look at your body and your experiences and say, hey, okay, you're here. I can't change you or fade you or fix you or run away from you, so I may as well make friends with you. And when we make friends with our unpleasant feelings, sadness, anger, fear, you guys know which ones are unpleasant, we stop fighting them, which means we automatically have a lot more energy. Y'all, I'm telling you, every time I work with people, one of the things they say is I have so much more energy. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. You're not fighting your brain 24/7 anymore. We're just allowing it to exist. Like an annoying sibling where you can't change them, but you have to live with them. This is the same thing. So I want you guys to go forth. And anytime a feeling comes up, we just want to say, hey, I see you. Come on, we got things to do. And alternatively, why are you here? Right? Depression is a really good marker for exhaustion. If you're going too hard for too long, your body will shut you down and it will look like depression. Anxiety are really protective behaviors in some instances. If you are constantly in fear, there's a reason for that. Let's dig into your worst fears and problem solve them so that we can see that they're really not that big. And when we do that for all emotions, when you do it for sadness, when you do it for joy, you start having a lot of really good information about your values and about how you're living your life. And that is what I want for you. So I encourage you to take that practice. It doesn't have to be that long. I think that probably took about 15 minutes. And use it. Whew. Y'all, it's apparently an early morning for me. Although it's 8 a.m. when I'm recording this. So not that early. But I want you to use that practice. And when you're feeling something, dig in and say, hey, why am I feeling this? What's going on here? Instead of just running away from it. You don't have to run away. You can do it. You can withstand it. 100%. You have survived every single day so far, so your track record is 100%. I believe in you. And apparently so does my cat. All right, y'all go be good. Have a wonderful day. And if you need 3 steps, a very, very simple 3-step process to start changing your life, to start doing things that are more aligned with the vision and the dream that you have for yourself, I want you to go to my website and download my free guide, livemyhappyhealth.com. Get it. It's free for you. 3-step process because I love you and I want you to live your best damn life. All right. Y'all be good.